Hey guys, welcome to my video. I'm doing a review of one of Nikkone's games. He's a one-trick Fiddlesticks player. Sometimes he plays other champions like Hecarim and stuff, but for the main part, he's a very much of a fan of Fiddlesticks and plays him a lot. I've already looked at this game before, tried to get my thoughts organized and have all the things I need to say. In We're gonna be looking at only the first 7 minutes of this game and looking at what issues we see. Hold on here. Sorry about that. Okay. So we're gonna be looking at the three main issues that I felt like were actually contributing to losing the game in the first 7 minutes. But I have a bit of a mini losing point right here is that I feel like if we go back here, so we see that the Singe is looking to be annoying. He's kind of hovering around, being really obnoxious. I think Nikkone should have been looking to actually walk into here much earlier to see if he can get a cheeky W off on Singed or to just scare him away, rather than starting the blue preemptively. Because starting the blue right now is actually pretty scary with this going on right here. We want to make sure we handle this. Yeah, very unfortunate he doesn't die. Would have been nice to try to get our electrocute proc up somehow, maybe use our flash or something. I, I, I don't think it's very important to keep your flash um, when there's a kill right there. That's the easiest that, especially if it's first blood, right? First blood gold is a lot of money. So I'm just gonna reduce the volume a tiny bit here, and then we're gonna speed it up as well. He does his camps, all good. Yep, yep. Oh, what happened? Let's look at that again and we'll get into that. So this is actually the first big mistake we see here. And the funny thing is, he doesn't commit the mistake when he dies. The mistake is much earlier. Okay, let's slow this down. Thresh is coming, Aphelios is coming. Aphelios is right there. Bike shows up, Thresh shows up, gets the hook, and we die. Okay. So, how could this have been avoided? Sure, warding everything could have been a bit better, right? But that's not really my takeaway from this. It's not about warding, it's actually about pathing. See, the way that we need to think about is where do we start, right? Do I want to start on blue? Do I want to start on red? Because that could be a lot. So if I start on blue, I'm thinking about pathing bottom, full clearing all the way down here, and then looking for potential gank or a counter gank down here. But we need to think about the lanes. And when we look at the matchup in bot lane, okay, we've got Samira Rakan into Helios Thresh. We should know that a Helios Thresh usually is going to have prio. How do we know that? Well, they're ranged. Their ranges are much higher than these two. Thresh also has an E passive that can help with pushing. Um, Aphelios' abilities are better with pushing than Samira's. Um, and you've got all these other factors, okay? So now when we look at it deeper, why is Aphelios having prio actually really bad for us, okay? It's a double-edged sword, actually. Let's talk about when is it good for us, okay? Them having prio will mean that by the time we're down here, I'm gonna speed it up a bit. Also, if you're getting confused, why is there a Fiddlesticks here? It's because of the effigy in the map. Yep, he's gonna show up on the map. It's gonna be pretty confusing, but we know he's on lows right now. Okay, so let's talk about why the red team having Prio could potentially be a good thing for Fiddlesticks. Because it gives them access to come down here and go for a gank. It makes them closer to the tower. They're more exposed to a gank. Thresh did just ward this, but you know the facts are still there that this is like a potential angle you could come in and gank because of how deep they are. Now let's talk about why is it bad, and it is bad for sure in this game because of Vi. So early game junglers like Vi and Xin Zhao and Jarvan and what have you are definitely going to be looking to punish Fiddlesticks, very much a farming scaling jungler who needs level 6 to have real good impact. So Vi very intelligently saw this opportunity and took it. So Vi herself was pathing from top to bottom. She skipped a couple camps to be quicker, and then came here with her bot lane for the invade. Okay, and so how do we fix this problem? This big mistake. Very simple. All you have to do is just start on red, then path top. That's kind of the the key takeaway from this, that we need to be pathing towards top. Um, Now let's think about like level one shenanigans, right? That kind of thing. It's sort of like you have to decide between how important it is for you to be there for the level one fight or to be at the correct spot. In my opinion, I think it's very important to be starting at the correct spot rather than um, compensating for it, because it could lead to something like this where you get invaded. I hope that makes sense. Um, by the way, just for anybody watching, if you ever want to give me feedback, I'm appreciative. I'm trying to start becoming a proper coach and help out people, so any feedback is always wonderful. Let me know if you agree or if you have any other solutions of your own to these problems. Hey, they might not even be problems and you might disagree with me. I'm completely open to hearing everybody out, what they think. So yeah, we want to be starting bottom here, pathing top. Okay, let's move forward. So, the count, this is really well. He spotted that the Krugs were up. He took the advantage of that. Went and got them. Very nice, very nice. If I were in Nikkone's shoes, I would actually be sitting here for a few seconds and waiting for the Singe. Might even put an effigy here to really make sure that the Singe is coming along. His Singe just died, like, not too long ago. If you can see, yeah, he's like just about to die. So then once we've done the Krugs, we should be generally expecting that Singed is coming back now. He should be around here somewhere, and he's coming and coming. So just wait here for a few seconds and look for something to do. The reason it's okay to look for something to do here is because your camps haven't quite spawned yet. Wolves will be coming up shortly, but the Raptors are going to be a long while still. So I think it's okay to come and look for something. It might not even end up in a kill. It very well could, because he doesn't actually have flash. Meanwhile, Fiddlesticks does, so it could very much be a kill, or at least really, really hurting Singed. If Singe just came back to lane and then now he's already half HP from our gank, he's not gonna have a fun time. Mentally, he's gonna be distraught because he's like, wow, jungle diff, is not helping me. So all those factors are at play. It's not about getting the kill, it's just about harassing them. And it's okay to harass you because he's in the way. He's literally in the path of where we want to go. Come here, just make a quick detour, do a gank, and then walk right back down to our ground very seamlessly. No need to overcommit. Just look for like a drive-by gank, call it. Call it. But full clearing like this is okay too. It's perfectly okay. Um, just make sure, guys, when you're doing your camps, don't just be staring at it. Make sure you're moving your camera constantly, looking at what's going on. So we can't really go to it, so we're not gonna go. And then here we come to the second biggest mistake. I think this was such a bad move by Nikkone. Nothing much happened, right? Well, that's the problem. Nothing much happened at all. So let's take a look at it again, and I'll walk you guys through it. So Nikkone spots that minions here are free to grab, and they're all gonna die under tower. So he's like, okay, come grab the XP. There are many big problems with it. Okay? First big problem, you're delaying your camps too much now. Um, it's not within the um time frames that you have to be delaying these camps right now, because you would have to go all the way here and then all the way back down, and it's taking too much time, and this is about to spawn. You want to be really careful about letting camps just sit out because not only are you delaying how soon they spawn again, so that means that they're getting upgraded later, it also means that the enemy jungler could take them. Okay, let's talk about that more. Let's talk. The second reason why this is so bad is because you show on vision. Everybody on the enemy team has just relaxed. Oh, Fiddle is there. Singed has just relaxed because he's literally in front of his face. He's relaxed. Their bot lane has relaxed. Vi has not only just relaxed, but also taken a quick look at his CS count, thought about where he's starting. Intuitively, Vi will know that the camps will be up. It's pretty hard to describe why, but it's sort of like just knowing where Nikkone has started, looking at the CS, thinking about how much time it would take. Vi will know for sure that this is up. And I just want to show you guys right here. I'm gonna put the vision. I'm gonna cheat a bit here. The moment that Nikkone shows up, Vi instantly finishes her wolves and starts walking straight to the raptors. Straight to them, no hesitation at all. As you can see, just starts immediately taking them. Yep. And now this has caused a double way swing. Not only has Nikkone neglected getting level 5 for himself, he could have gotten level 5 with this, but he also allowed Vi to get close to level 5. If Nikkone had taken this, he would have been level 5 right now, and she would have been halfway to level 5 rather than almost level 5. So this is something that we need to be very careful about doing, because Fiddlesticks is the one who wants to outlevel them as much as he can. He's the farming jungler in all 5. So when we fail to do that, it's delaying how much impact we can have onto the game. So the gank was pretty good. I like that he showed up to just show some presence. I think that was a good call. Just want to touch on back here though. Let's assume that Fiddlesticks finishes the wolves and comes here, and then Vi is invading now. This fight is okay. Fighting Vi here is okay because look, this guy is super chunked out. Wow, he teleported. Uh, this guy is pretty chunked out. Okay, he's already missing some HP. You've got Electric on Fiddlesticks. You want to fight this, and you can also use your W to grab all the health from these raptors. It's a very good fight in my opinion. With the Ari, I think you definitely wouldn't be fighting this right here. So yeah, it all stems down from coming here. Just want to give another tip, by the way. If you guys ever want to grab the XP without like showing up, just go right into this bush right here. Go right into here and you will get all that XP as they die. Okay, moving on. Okay. Okay. So Vi has just gotten chunked out a bit, and Ari is pushing out the wave, and she's definitely looking to base. She's very low on mana, and Nikkone goes for the dragon. He probably sees that he has bot prio, and the dragon is up here. Someone will take it for free, right? Because the Vi's chunked out. Okay. So before I show you the results of what actually happens, I'm gonna talk about the problems with that noise. Right? I'm gonna talk about the problems with seizing dragons. I am a huge what do you call it when you're not a fan? I'm a huge hater of cheesing dragons. First of all, the dragons themselves are pretty much factorless. The first two dragons, they're pretty much factorless in how your game will go. The amount of impact that the early two dragons have is very minimal. What will really set you apart is when you make an impact instead of doing the dragon. Okay, so let's first talk about two options that I could think of we could do while instead of doing the dragon. And then I'll talk a bit more about why doing the dragon is actually not even free, let alone it's bad to even try. Okay, so your first option is you could actually look for an invade on Vi here, because she did go up here, you know. Um, if Vi isn't here, great, just take her camps. Um, but you want the Rakan to be coming with you. If he doesn't come, I wouldn't go for the invade. It's only really if the Rakan, at the very minimum, is coming with you. He's going to be the reason you win the fight for sure. And they have bot prio, so that could help. And so this is an option, but we need Rakan. If he doesn't come, it's okay. I like the second option more, regardless of whether Rakan is willing to come to it or not. The second option, I always love doing it whenever my lanes have prio like this or like this, is just very calmly walk into here, think right into the bush, put the pink down. You can see that he had a pink earlier. Don't use the pink here. Instead, come into the bush, put the pink here, and sit right in the bush. Because what's gonna happen? Well, we know from two factors that this is a pretty good move. First, look at the wave, okay? The wave is gonna be pushing out towards blue, because look how deep it is into red side. So we know that naturally it's going to push out towards blue. On top of that, Aphelios has blue gun, which helps with pushing even more. So that's the first reason that we know that red team is probably going to look for an engage here. Thresh has a lot of room to look for a hook. I'm not talking about just the wave, but I mean general in the lane. He has a lot of room. Second point is a Vi. We can generally expect she's around here, because she was last seen going here, and we should have a feeling that um, she's not quite done yet with up here. So all you have to do, walk right into here and wait for your opportunity. And look at that. To get into a fight, you can keep waiting, keep holding your abilities, wait for them to really commit, and right now you get a double fear. EQW. And you put electrocute on this guy, Rakan follows up with the W, Samira extends their knock up and just like utter destruction. Utter destruction. All we have to do is just read the wave states and understand that the jungler is very potentially nearby. So we should look for these kind of fortune tellings in order to impact our lanes. Because now, while we're doing the dragon, look at this fight. Look how utterly destroyed they're getting. You need to be the reason that this fight goes well. You need to have that kind of impact. Meanwhile, while you're doing dragon, not only are you taking a lot of time, it's taking so much time. It's a very, very beefy dragon. Not only are you taking a lot of time, but you're also putting yourself at risk. Because look at this right here. Look, the Thresh, they got Prion out. The Thresh is like, in the vicinity. He's not quite realizing. But look at that. Vi just came up and showed up. We had to lose our flash. And guys, look. This is all he got. 7% out of combat movement speed and 7% slow. You are not winning the game because of this. Okay? Think of it as the factor of right now. Is this dragon helping me win the game? No, it is not. Yes, I know that this is contributing to getting a point towards Soul, but right now, trying to think about Soul is completely unreasonable. We need to be making bigger impact, and not only is the dragon itself not that useful, but it's also wasting so much time. You could have been doing the Krugs, doing the invade like I mentioned, making the lane gank like I mentioned, or basing and going top and going to her Krugs and taking it. You know, you've got so many better options, so many better options than doing the dragon. The dragon is actually a bait. It's baiting you into wasting your time, and and yeah, especially as Fiddlesticks, you're always looking to get 6 fast. All right, so that was the first 7 minutes of, well, not quite. Let's just play a few more seconds. Not really happens much else. Yeah, there we go. So this was the first 7 minutes of Nikkone's gameplay. Uh, He's a great player and a great guy. I've met him before. Thought it would be fun to do a VOD review. Um, yeah, thanks a lot for watching.